What's up YouTube, and welcome back to another Division 2 video. Today is Tuesday, so we have our weekly vendor rotations and of course our weekly kind of resets on the exotics that we can get. So first we're gonna quickly go through the exotics we can get. I think it's pretty simple. We don't really have to move from the spot we're in. So we'll start here. We have our usual projects. Don't forget your weekly donation, so we can do that right here. You guys can see me get this exotic cash right here. Let's donate all this. Boom, that easy. Exotic cash. Second one, which will be, I would say, not, it's more time consuming, but it's definitely a lot easier. You have your summit, 30 floors on any difficulty. So if you're not that high of a difficulty, I mean shade level, you don't feel your build is that powerful, you can play the summit on normal and you can still get your exotic cash. So, or even quicker, you do it on a harder difficulty with friends, you'll get some more loot, decent loot, along with your exotic cash while you complete these summit floors. After that, we have our descent, which I've only completed it once. I'm not too big of a fan of it because we can't really upgrade our own gear while we're in there, but from what I know, you can get your exotic cash whenever you defeat a nemesis. And then we have the most difficult one, I would say, is your Roosevelt Island. Obviously, if you're not that high of a shade level or you don't really have a strong build, do this with some friends. There's very few people I've seen, like actual gameplay of people doing it alone. It's possible though, so if you want to give it a shot, you think you can do it, go for it. And then we have some bonuses this week to get our exotic caches, which will be our events. We have the Eva League, which if you haven't finished, you can get some more stars here. I'm already at 50 because I completed everything but Hyenas Disrupted last week. So all I have to do is one of these and I'm done. So don't forget these guys, and you get not only your exotic cash, but you can get a load of caches through this event, along with the event that just started today, Hollywood. Hollywood is pretty much a lot simpler than the other one. This is just play. You just play. There's no really reason to heavily focus on specific things. Most of this you'll complete within the the week that we have, just by playing. You'll have certain things that maybe you have to go out of your way for, like grenade kills, melee attacks, shielded hostiles, stuff like that. But they give you so few stars excuse me, you'll probably just gain more stars off of going up on your shade level, because that's a plus to these events. You not only get stars when completing these challenges, but every time you go up a shade level, you'll get a star, which can go toward purchasing a exotic cache over here at this season vendor. So those are our exotic caches. Now we're gonna get into our weekly vendor reset. I haven't seen anything, even though it's late in the day. I've been a bit busy. Let's see what we have. Emmeline's Guard, pretty cool, not bad. Doesn't have the best attributes, but it doesn't have the worst either. You can always swap out that optimal range for targets to damage the targets out of cover. And you have your Perfect Preservation talent. Killing an enemy repairs 12% of armor over 5 seconds. Headshot kills improve the repair by an additional 12%. So you'll get, 14% armor regen if it's a headshot kill over 5 seconds. That's not bad. Next we have our Banshee, which isn't too bad either. You get the talent Eyeless. Deal 20% weapon damage to blinded enemies after 4 kills. Applies blind to the next enemy you hit. You have your ACRE, which you have your Thunderstrike talent, 30% extra damage to shocked enemies. I go over these talents because you can put these in your library, which, speaking of, as you can see right here, I don't have this talent in my library. So I'm going to purchase this just to dismantle it into my library, and I'll have that talent. It might not be that drastic of a talent. It might work as like a secondary if you're running like a St. Elmo's build. But I'm a little OCD. I want to have my library full, even if it's with stuff I'm not going to use. And then we have for our pistols, Lucky Shot. Magazine capacity is increased by 20%. Missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return to the magazine. So that's pretty cool. You kind of, I guess you're okay to make mistakes with that with that talent. Then we have our backpack here, our cavalry, which gives us adrenaline rush. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. Not bad, although the attributes aren't the best. This would definitely be if you just need the talent. Along with this one, even I already have this one, so if you don't have this bag, you need some skill haste. You can go for it, but not being able to, I don't know about those attributes if you're running a skill build. But you get your talent explosive delivery. Whenever you throw a skill 1.5 seconds after landing, it creates an explosion damaging enemies within 5 meters. I don't recognize this talent. It sounds pretty cool. I do have it though. Damage scales with skill tier, dealing 25 to 100% damage of a concussion grenade at most once per skill. It's a very, very specific talent. And then we have our regular mods we can add here. Not the best, but that's cool. Now let's swing over. That was our main vendor at the White House. We swing over here to our countdown vendor. This is something I tend to figure out about often, but if you're grinding countdown, we have a few named items here. Designated hitter, marksman rifle with some decent attributes. You switch out that swap speed attribute, this will be a pretty decent marksman rifle. And you have your talent specific to this weapon, perfect reformation. Headshots grant plus 40% skill repair over 15 seconds. Not bad. This would actually work with my skill build that I'm currently running. I might consider purchasing this. Then you have your chest piece, cherished, with some decent attributes. So I'd probably switch out that skill damage if I'm running a more tank build with this. And you get your talent, perfect trauma. Applies blind to an enemy hit in the head. Cooldown is 20 seconds, and it applies bleed to an enemy hit in the chest. Every cooldown 20 seconds as well. Not bad if you're trying to run some status effects on here. Then you have your next chest piece, Point Man. You have your total armor, health regen, pretty good attributes all around. We'll probably get rid of the health one at the bottom, but this is actually pretty good. And then you get your talent, Perfect Vanguard. Deploying a shield makes it vulnerable for 5 seconds and grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds. That's honestly a pretty good support talent right there. Something you're considering if you're trying to run a support build. Now we're gonna run off to our clan vendor. Now, of course, many might not have the clan vendor if they're just a solo player. You're not in a clan. If you aren't, try to. I'm sure there's clans out there that are easy to join. I'm not big on the PvP clan thing in the game. I just play alone most of the time, maybe with my brother and grind. But let's go through our clan vendor, where we have our gear set. Future initiative gives us our skill tier. You could always, if you're trying to obviously run, this is a skill build gear set. So perfect core attribute, you swap out your regular attribute if you like. Then you have your hot shot gear set, which same thing, the weapon damage isn't too bad. You can switch out that weapon handling. And we have some basic weapons here. KSG shotgun with, wow, that's actually really good. If only you could just, if you have the attribute damage to target out of cover in your library, you could just max that out. Not the best shotgun, but hey, if you don't have a better shotgun and you need one, I guess you can go for this, right? And you get your talent steady handed. Hits grant a stack of plus 1% accuracy and stability. At 100 stacks, it consumes them to refill your magazine. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Could be better, but not bad. Then you have your tactical SASG, which again, some decent attributes. Maybe get rid of that health damage. And you have your talent steady handed. Hits grant a stack. It's the same thing. There we go. Same. So I guess it really depends on which one you want to rock, right? You have an option between these two shotguns. You have your new face ventilator, the Empress International. Skill tier, weapon handling, crit chance. That's actually a decent crit chance for something you're just buying. You have your military M870. Decent as well. I'd probably get rid of that magazine size, possibly. And you get your talent ignited. Deal plus 20% weapon damage to burning enemies. After 4 kills, applies burning to the next enemy you hit. It's not bad if running status effects. And you have your I don't even know, so I'm just gonna call it the rapid deployment mask. But you get your max skill haste, which is fantastic. If you don't have that attribute in your library, buy this and put that in your library, because you're probably going to need that attribute if you plan on making some sort or any sort of skill build. So this is definitely worth the purchase just for that attribute there. And you have your 511 tactical backpack, again with some okay attributes, especially for the newcomers. I'd probably switch out repair skills, since this doesn't seem like something, I mean it does, but at the same time you probably wouldn't be really using it for you can't switch out. You can only switch out a talent or an attribute, so this would be a little rough. But you get your talent combined arm. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 25% for 3 seconds, which is a great talent. I like that talent. And you have some more mods here. Okay. Usually the mods in the stores aren't the best. I feel like I tend to get way better mods just off of playing. But now we're going to leave this area and we're going to work our way to the campus. Alright, we are at the campus vendor. Let's see what we get here. Relic. Okay, the attributes are 100% not the best. But if you want this weapon, maybe you want to just keep it as a secondary, bring up that proficiency. You have it here and you get your talent Perfect Determined. After killing an enemy with a headshot, the next shot landed on an enemy will be a guaranteed critical headshot. While the talent is active, killing an enemy will not re-trigger the talent. Okay, then you have your M700 carbon. Not bad attributes, and then you have your talent Killer. This attribute is always the best on an SMG, so if you don't have this talent, add this to your library. Talent Killer. Killing an enemy with a critical hit grants plus 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. Fantastic talent. And we have our Black Market M60, which, okay talents. Okay attributes, apologies. And then you have your talent Perpetuation. Headshots grant plus 50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect you apply. That's actually pretty cool. I have yet to make a status effect build, but we'll make one soon. And we have our Wyvern Wear Mask, which you have some decent attributes here. Your China Light Industries Corporation, some okay attributes there, and then we have our mods, which are all pretty decent. But like I say, if you're a newer player and there's things you might need, don't be afraid to purchase. Most people might say don't spend the currency, but it's a game and you can always get the currency back. Now we are gonna make our way toward the theater. All right, now we are at the theater and we have our gloves, the Firm Handshake, which this is really good right here. Firm Handshake, we have our max status effects, max headshot damage. This is fantastic, especially for a newer player. You can swap out that core attribute, make it max weapon damage if you have that in your library. And you have a perfectly rolled set of Firm Handshakes. Not a bad one. Or if it's you just need the attributes for your library, there they are. You have your Black Market SASG. Some okay attributes, but you get your talent Sadist. Deal 20% weapon damage to bleeding enemies after 4 kills. Applies bleed. Same talent as we've seen already. We have our USC 45 with some okay attributes, and you have your talent Boomerang. I don't recognize a lot of these talents. I never really go out of my way to read some of them. Critical hits have a 50% chance to return the bullet to the magazine. If a bullet is returned to the magazine, the next shot has plus 40% increased damage. That's pretty interesting. The only unfortunate thing about that talent is it's more so, I guess, luck. You know, where you have some talents that will be full blown, like you don't have to hope that the talent activates. We have some Hasbro Guard HG gloves, pretty decent, not the best. And you have your Badger Tough knee pads, Same thing, not the best. And we have our mods here, which are okay. Now we're gonna head toward the castle settlement. Alright, we're at the castle settlement. Let's see what we get at the vendor. Alright, I wonder if I'm the only one who's experienced this. There are no items here. Interesting. Interesting indeed. If this has happened to anyone else, let me know. Comment down below if this is either a part of the game, is this normal, is my game bugged, glitched? Because I'm not sure. It says there's another vendor over here. Let's check it out. Yeah. Alright. If this has happened to anyone else, please let me know. Alright, we are at Dark Zone West. Dark Zone West vendor. Let's see what we get. Backup boomstick. I feel like this was here last week, but it's here again. You have your max shotgun damage. Not bad. Maybe re-roll that attribute. And then we have our talent bread basket. Landing body shots adds a stack of 30% headshot damage to the next headshot for 10 seconds. Max stack is 3. You need a secondary. You can never go wrong with a backup boomstick. We have our tactical super 90 with okay attributes, but you get your talent again, perpetuation, which I won't go over again. We went through it. And then we have our lightweight M4. I'm thinking about the police M4. Never mind. I was gonna say this is a really good weapon, but I'm thinking about the assault rifle. Attributes are okay, but you get your talent steady-handed. Hits grant a stack of 1% accuracy and stability at 100 stacks. Consumes them to refill the magazine. We already saw this guy there and one of the other vendors too. You have your gear set as well, aces and eights. If you're running a marksman build, this might be it with some decent attributes, especially for a newer player. You have your tip of the spear. If you're running a straight DPS build or you really want to heavily rely on your signature weapon, they can be fun, which I don't blame you. We have our gear set here. Then we have our van brace gloves. I never know what to call them, the top name, the bottom name. I usually end up calling them both names, all the stuff we can get in the game. But we have some okay attributes. You probably wouldn't switch out that hazard protection if you plan on buying these gloves. And you have your knee pads, overlord armaments. Some very weird attributes to go with this. I'm not sure about this one. But now let's see what we get on our mods. Some okay mods. This is not bad. Max targets. This isn't too bad either. Weapon damage bonus. But now we're going to make our way to Dark Zone South. We are at Dark Zone South. Well, we have the Orbit. To be quite honest, I personally have yet to even get this pistol at all in the game. It's pretty cool. It's my first time seeing it in game. Orbit comes with perfect finisher. Wait, before that, you get your max damage to armor attribute. All you have to do is re-roll that main attribute, that pistol damage, max it out. You have your perfect pistol right here. It comes with our talent perfect finisher. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 30% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. It's actually not bad. Not bad. I don't play Dark Zone, so I don't really have credits, but I might have to soon, because if the Dark Winter is ever in here, I'm gonna need to jump on that. Next weapon we have is our MP5. Really okay attributes. And of course, another talent we've seen, Sadist. We have a custom P416. Again, this is the third time we've seen this talent. It's all over the place. Perpetuation. And of course, okay attributes. The X45 tactical. We have another pistol. Damage to target out of cover. That's pretty cool. And then you have Flatline. This is a pretty good talent. I'm surprised this is on a pistol right here. Flatline amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. After 3 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. It's actually a great talent. If you have a Kingbreaker, amazing talent. Now we have our gear set, Eclipse Protocol. This is okay. You're probably gonna find a better one just out and about, or if you're just focusing on summon, put this on your targeted loot. you'll definitely find a better run. Along with this Negotiator's Dilemma, you'll probably find a better one. All you need is all you need is your core attribute maxed. It's just easy to swap out that regular attribute because you can't change the talent anyway. We have Badger Tough, our backpack over here with almost max armor, but unfortunately the other two attributes. Oof. But it does come with our talent, Adrenaline Rush. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. That's actually pretty good. I don't know why. Like I've just processed what that talent does. It's not bad. Then we have our chest piece, the 511 Tactical. Again, decent attributes, but it comes with our talent Headhunter. After killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 125% of that killing blow's damage. That's pretty cool. Damage is capped at 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1250%, 1250% if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. So many numbers and percentages thrown in there. I understand it. Saying it out loud, it sounds crazy. And then we have our mods. Yeah, I briefly go to the mods, but we're gonna go to Dark Zone East. Okay, we are at Dark Zone East, and we have the new Reliable with some very decent attributes. Newer players, this might be an eye catcher here. And you have your talent perfectly optimized, plus 30% weapon handling, which you cannot go wrong with more weapon handling on an LMG. It's a really good buy right here, I think. Yeah, 100% a really good buy. Then we have our SOCOM MK20. Again, some medium to okay attributes, but it comes with our talent Preservation. Killing an enemy repairs 10% of armor over 5 seconds. Headshot kills improve the repair by an additional 10%. Saw this talent already. Wow, I feel like most of these things have all the same talents. I don't know if it's just me, but again, some okay attributes on the M249. Now we have our gear set Future Initiative. We have our tech build right here, which the core attribute, if you're running this as a tech build, as you should be, doesn't need to be switched. You just swap out that explosive resistance for something better, like skill damage, skill haste, more repair, whatever floats your boat, and whatever fits your build. Now we have our True Patriot. It's actually a build I'm personally starting to make. The whole idea of enemies exploding sounds cool. But it's okay. Your attributes are okay. You can definitely find one out on the grind in the summit on countdown with a max core attribute, and then you can just swap out your regular attribute on that. We have our Cascades Mask, or Y'all Gear, whichever you want to call it, which is pretty decent. If you're running a hazard protection build, it's actually pretty good. You can just swap out that armor to max armor and you're set, because it comes with max crit damage. It comes with a decent amount of hazard protection. This is actually a really good mask if you're trying to run a hazard protection build. This is a good buy right here. And then we have our Wyvern Wear, which mediocre, medium. I wouldn't say it's bad, but not the best holster you can get in game either. And we have some, okay, this is pretty good. We have some of our mods. Now last but not least, New York. We are in New York. We have our MP5, some okay attributes, and then we have Thunder Strike. Again, 30% extra damage to sharp targets. Something that would probably be another decent secondary if you're running a status effect build with your St. Elmo's. Another relic, which I'm kind of shocked to see the same weapon twice. Like, named weapon at that. It's a little weird, but hey, it's another opportunity to get it. I wonder if the price is different. Then you have your Spaz 12. Wow, that damage to armor is so bad. That's so bad. I would say you can get this and swap out that accuracy, but that damage to armor, oof. But then you have again Breadbasket. You've seen his talent not long before this, so not gonna go through it yet. And then we have our pistol, the Ceros. Okay pistol, but it comes with the talent Sledgehammer. Dealing damage with the grenade applies a mark on target. Targets with mark will take 30% more damage to armor and have a negative 20% movement speed. Mark will disappear after 10 seconds. I personally wouldn't use this talent. I sometimes forget I even have grenades in the game. But if you're a grenade heavy person, this might be the talent for you. Then we have our backpack, Badger Tough, which comes with shock and awe. Applying a status effect to an enemy increases total skill damage and repair by 20% for 20 seconds. This is not bad. It's not a bad talent, but it shouldn't go on this bag. It's a bit weird for it to go on this bag, but decent talent if you need it on your library. We have our climbing gloves with some okay attributes. We have our Sokolov Concern holster with some okay talents. Probably swap out that explosive resistance. Weapon handling isn't the best, but it's not the worst either. And then we have, it's not bad, critical hit damage 10.2, extra sniper ammo, not bad at all, more health. But that's our rotation. That is our new rotation on exotics, on the vendors. Definitely grab that new Reliable if you're looking at it. I think I might myself. But until next time, agents, I will see you all on the next one. Do not forget, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. See you.